delighted to be joined by the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world ahead of his UFC 310 bout on December 7th, Alexandre Pantoja. How we doing, mate?
What's up, Lewis? Good talk to you, brother.
Yeah, honestly, I've been so excited to speak to you ever since this got organized. How are you feeling as we go into fight week?
I'm feel complete, like I'm ready. My loading is ready, 120%,
Mm,
Feel very, very excited for go to the main event, in Las Vegas, That's a huge opportunity for me. I'm super glad with that. Before we have Bilal Muhammad for the title, then he leave, and now UFC secured my names in the main event. I did the main event last fight in Rio, Brazil,
mm.
but like I think it's something different when you go to the Las Vegas and you have the fight of the night. You have the main event. Huge for me, and I think the right moment. For that. I feel complete. I tell you. I feel complete to make that fight.
Mm. Alessandro, this will be your 16th fight in the UFC and your third title defense. So I'm very curious, has your mindset changed over time as you get more experience, 34 years of age now? How are you feeling? Has the mindset changed over time?
Yeah, of course. I think that's the key of for the life for evolve. You need change. You need to evolve. I think one of my best things is I learn a lot with my mistakes.
Mm,
Uh, that's why I'm the champion of the world. I learned what I need to go better. I think in my I have two losses in UFC. And all the fights the guys try to 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 hug me, something like that. And then I learned how to do that, and I didn't lose anymore. Because when I go to fight, I like to prove all for my opponent who's gonna win.
mm.
I go for that. Everybody watch my fights, 100%. I go to the octagon to kill my opponent. That's my intentions. And this is not just a sport. That's a sport before. But when the octagon's locked, it's changed. That's the real life for me.
Mm.
That's when the real life started. That's when I feel freedom.
Yeah. When I said there the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, I felt a wee bit like Bruce Buffer. I can't lie, but I want to ask you, how does that make you feel? Has it always been your goal to be a UFC champion?
No, bro. My goal is always provide to my family.
Mm,
Provide to myself because in the start you start for just for yourself. But then I marry, I found my love, I found my wife, and then he gave me two babies, my best gift I ever had in my life. My kids. I live to create my kids to see my kids grow up.
yeah.
My dream is to be a godfather, something like that. And I think, but of course, I work very hard for still competition. I love competition. I love to fight. I love to
Mm,
fight. I love to. That's when I feel freedom. That's what I say. But I feel the belt is consequence about my choice. Something like that. Because before I come to America top 10, I never dream with that because it's too far for me. But when I come to America top 10 and start to train like an athlete, like a real athlete,
yeah.
no go to the fight just like a fighter, but like a real athlete, train twice a day all the time, diet, supplements. Then that thing changed, and then I realized no, I can grab the belt. I can grab the belt.
Mm. Would you say that your family is one of the main things that keeps you going, Alessandra, in the octagon especially? Because, one of your best features is you have an absolute chin of steel, and your last fight out against Steve Erceg, you took a massive elbow in the third round, and somehow you kept going. And I was just watching that thinking like, not only how do you just keep going in a single bout like that, but then how do you keep going to defend the belt over and over again? So what's the secret behind it? When you're in that moment and there's blood everywhere, and as you said, you want to kill your opponent, but what is it that keeps you going? What's your drive?
You fight for your life, yeah, Lewis. That's what I'm thinking about, like I fight for my life there, in couple moments you have a danger moment, and then you need like a take something inside, and put out. And I think I have that all the time, I have like a hard life, and a lot of times in my life I need like found good choices and keep going, because if not, I'm gonna stay on the way,
Mm.
and always I try to go forward, and in the fight, I think Ercheg, in the first time I respect him, and then when the fight is starting in my first round, I did the perfect round with him and say no, that fight's gonna be easy. And then Erceg showed me a lot of heart, he's young, he want that too, and in that moment I feel like I don't prove my fights 100%. I think I fight with Ercheg like it's not complete fire, because a lot of things happen in that moment. But very glad, very glad. But right now, I take some months off after my fight with Ercheg, and I feel great now. Like I have break, I have time to not just for myself, but I have time to my wife, to my kids, because when you're the champion of the world and when you have a fight, everything changes in the house, everything changes in your routine. My wife feel, my kids feel, everybody feel in the house when we have fight, and we did the camp together.
Mm.
And we don't think about Christmas right now. We
There's more
just gonna
important
think,
things at hand.
yeah, like the Christmas coming. Just we start to think about Christmas December 8th, something like that.
Oh yeah, and let's speak about December 7th,
Oh
Alessandra.
yeah.
Kai Asakura, your opponent, making his UFC debut, and originally this was meant to be a co-main event bout, but Bilal Muhammad, Shavkat Rakhmonov pulled out. That's been rescheduled. He's now fighting Ian Gary. So, do you remember when you got the call to say that you would now be headlining UFC 310?
I think in the exact moment I see the Bilal with his feet so big, I
That's when you
realized
knew.
that, yeah, all the champions have a fight. Alex Pereira saved 3 cards this year. I think it's too much for him. Uh, and then I realized I think it makes sense. I think the flyweight has very good moments right now. You bring a star from another event. I think that's amazing. That's still about crossover. Everybody in the UFC want to see that. And UFC have like he can do that. He can buy whatever fight he wants.
Yeah.
That's why what the UFC can do. He can go to the Bellator, PFL, one, and picks whatever fight he want, because everyone want to fight in UFC. That's the big organization. That's how you prove you're the best fighter of the world, like I win the belt from UFC. And right now, I want to win the belt again.
Yeah. And when I watch some of your fights against the likes of Brandon Royval, I think the flyweight division is one of the most skilled divisions in the entire UFC. And it was just such a high tempo, and both of you seem so durable. I wanted to ask you about something, however, that Kai Asakura said in a recent interview. He said that it would be good for business if he won the belt come December 7th. What's your response to that?
No, for my business, bro. For my business, it's better if I win. Like you know,
He said it would be better for the UFC should he win the flyweight belt.
I think it's a great opportunity for him. I think both guys have 50%.
Mm.
Both guys, me and Asakura have one hand in the belt, right now,
Yeah.
And December 7th, someone gonna put two hands, but like I think that's great. That's great fight, I think he think about that because we need to be popular in Japan too, Japan's a uh huge fans for MMA,
Mm.
this is happy all the time. I hope UFC go to Japan and I can fight in Saitama Arena. It's gonna be like a dream for me, that opportunity to go to Japan. I'm start to fight training mixed martial art when I start to train jiu-jitsu, that's my first discipline.
Mm.
And we very connected. Brazilian jiu-jitsu is very connected to the Japan philosophy, we have a lot of respect. When you go to the match, you prove yourself, look in the eyes, you learn to respect everybody in the match from jiu-jitsu, you know.
Yeah.
And the jiu-jitsu starts in Japan, you know.
Yeah. So, how do you win this fight come December 7th?
Yeah, with a lot of heart, with a lot of love too, brother. I love what I did. I love what I did in the gym right now. You know, I go so good in the gym. I train so good with my opponent, my training partners. Today I train with Adriano Moraes, he's a former champ from One FC.
Mm.
I train with Kyoji Deguchi, he's a champion from Rising. That's perfect, you know. I go so good, and I feel so happy, and I go to all my fans. That fight's gonna be for all my fans, you know, my real fans. People's all the time, like I say, you never watch Pantoja if you say he's boring or something like that, you know. That fight I'm gonna did
I don't
for
think
that
you're
guy, you
boring.
know. I know, Lewis, I know, but you're not stupid, you know. The guys, if you know MMA, if you know about all my fights, you know, I fight with everyone, you know. I make a huge fight with the Davidson Figueiredo. I have a good fight with the Manuel Cape, you know. I fight with every guys in
Mm.
division, and a lot of good fights, you know.
Yeah.
And with that Asakura, it's gonna be a very good show. I swear.
Yeah. Got two more questions for you, Alessandra. You're 34 now, and you mentioned there that you would like to fight in Japan. Again, I don't know if that would be a rematch with Kai, should you beat him on December 7th. But, how does it look going forward? Because obviously the elephant in the room is that your body can only do this for so long. I mean, we've seen Stipe Miocic go on into his 40s, but have you ever thought about that? Have you had those kind of talks with your family, your team, in terms of the next sort of next few years?
I just think about I love what I did. I make a lot of money right now. I don't want to stop. You know, I have the best life I can did. You know, one thing is good to make money is I can when I make money I can get more time with my family. You know, that's what I want. You know, make money to get all the time I have with people I love.
Would
I'm
you
not going to stop, bro.
Do you think Kai is going to be your toughest test?
Let's see. Let's see. I think Kai Asakura I'm gonna give to him a very good Alexandre Pantoja, you know. And 100% I want to fight with the best Kai Asakura, you know.
Mm,
That's what I want, you know. Fight with the best fighter of the world. Very good opportunity. In my last three fights, I fight with the Mexican, American, and Australian. And now I have a Japanese. That's a dream, you know. Fight with all the best guys from all the world. That's like a living street fighter, you know. All the time
yeah.
you go to somewhere, you know. I love
Uh,
that.
Alessandro, just to finish off, I want to get your thoughts on the UFC pound for pound rankings because there's been a lot of talk about this recently, and we've seen Dana White come out and mention John Jones should be the number one. He's number two. John Jones says he's content with being number two. I know you're number 11, which I think is quite low for a UFC champion. We have people that aren't champions above you, but is that something that you look at, and is that something that you wanna grow up in?
Sure, 100%. I think that pound for pound is something people's maybe think about this is something just a ranking, you know, another ranking. But for the fighters, you can 100% want to be the number one fighter of the world. You know, that's what I want. Of course, I want that, and I think December 7th is gonna be a huge opportunity to show I'm deserve a better position. I want to prove that I want to be phenomenal when everybody watch my fight.
Who would be your number one pound for pound?
Then I might say John Jones, John
Mhm.
Jones.
You agree? You agree? Not Islam
No, no, no.
Makhachev?
No, I don't know. I don't know, guys. You have amazing fighters. I think right now it's Alex Pereira. Right now, like a up-to-date ranking is Alex
Might
Pereira.
be a bit of Brazilian bias in there though.
No, no, it's bro. It's not like just about Brazilian, but who did that, bro? Three fights for the belts and three knockouts. You know what I'm saying? In less 1 year,
Mm. I mean,
you can that. If you want to update something new, because you not Lewis, I'm gonna say something like it's very hard to to be the best fighter of the world all the time. I don't think I'm the best flyweight right now. I want to prove December 7th I'm the best flyweight. In that day, December 7th, I'm gonna prove I'm the best fighter, flyweight fighter all the world.
Wow.
But in the December 8th, maybe I'm not the best. You understand my mindset I say that because when I win the belt and I back to my gym, my training partners, all the guys finish me, and
Mm.
I think I'm not the champion of the world anymore. I need training more, and the day my fight prove I'm the best one. That's what I try to say. But and right now, Poatan is the best fighter in the world, bro.
Just very, very, very last question. Can you explain to me your nickname, the Cannibal? I have
That's
looked everywhere to try and find the reason behind it, but I couldn't find it. And, I've got you in front of me right now. So where does it come from? I know you like to beat up people for a living, but I know you're not really a fan of eating people, I hope, anyway.
no, but I think that my fight style, that's why I'm starting to talk with you about that. Maybe my nickname is gonna change for killer, something like that, because that's my mindset, that's what I think. When I go to the octagon, is for me kill my opponent, like uh, I don't care, just me and him. I say that's something primitive, primitive, something I have a freedom in the octagon, and everything is happening, But in December 7th, I don't want just to be the cannibal, but I want to be the great Alexandre Pantoja. That's what I want.
It looks like we've run out of time, but honestly, I wish you the absolute best for December 7th, and I cannot wait to see the fight and still, of course.
Let's go, brother, and still.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.